Hello students, today I am going to start a new poem, that's poem number 3 from Flamingo. The title is Keeping Quiet. Let us first of all know about the poet. Actually the poet Pablo Neruda wrote in a variety of styles including surrealist poems, logical epics, overtly political manifestos and passionate love poems. Neruda won the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1971. So he was a very good poet. Next, the theme of this poem, Keeping Quiet. Actually, this poem, Keeping Quiet, is a very simple poem about need for introspection, self-realization, that means, which may help us to make peace with ourselves and with others. It tells us how a moment of silent introspection or silent self-realization will make us realize the utter of our aggressive endeavors. Okay, now let us start this poetry. We will start it point wise. The very first point, the first one is keeping quiet for a second. Quiet for a second. Now, in this poem, in the very first stanza, the poet, he wants us to keep still till he counts 12. 12, it means the hour of a clock. Okay, so he tells that let us not talk in any language on this earth. He asks us to stop moving our arms so much for a second. Means moving our arms here means he tells us that we should not work. We should not always keep working on busy to from day to night. Okay, we should take a rest. We should introspect. Next point, it would be an exotic moment. An exotic moment. The poet further tells us that let there be no rush, hurry, or any type of work for a second. Okay, engines and other machines must come to halt for a moment, and that moment will be a fascinating moment for all of us, for everyone on this earth. All of us shall enjoy the sudden strangeness just because everyone will be together at that moment, okay, and together doing nothing. Clear? The next point is no harm to anyone. He further goes on telling in the other stanza that he wants that fishermen, they would not harm the whales in the cold sea in the polar regions. Even the man who gathers salt with his hands must see his own hand, should take care of his hurt hands. This is what he wants. The next point is end to wars. Now, he further goes on explaining that all kind of wars should be stopped at once. The green wars against the environment, wars with poisonous gases, and the use of firearms must be stopped. Because in such wars, there is victory, but that victory is meaningless with no survivors left to enjoy the victory. Instead, he tells that all of us or all the people should come out in their best dresses. They must go out for a walk with their brothers under shady trees. They must enjoy doing nothing. Okay, that would be strange. Next point, stillness, not total inactivity. The poet further goes on explaining, and he removes the doubt that is created in the other stanzas. He says that he doesn't mean, or he doesn't want that we should confuse stillness with total inactivity. Okay, that would amount to that. Total inactivity means someone has died, there is death. Okay, the poet has no association with death. He doesn't mean by he doesn't mean by stillness as total inactivity. He says a long silence can do a lot good to all of us, to all the people on this earth. Men, plural in form, men become sad when they fail to understand themselves. This is what he means to say, and therefore he wishes that everyone should remain silent for a moment. In the last stanza, he speaks and he removes our doubt. He says, earth remains alive. The poet in the last stanza again reminds us that stillness should not be meant to be total inactivity. We can learn a lesson from the earth. When everything seems dead, the earth is still alive. It remains alive. Okay. The poet then in the last line asks us to keep silent till he counts 12. So this is where the poetry ends.